Good evening. Welcome to Grandma's Attic Music Review. I'm so happy to be with you. It's such a joy and such a pleasure to be able to join you in your homes each and every Saturday night. It's really kind of what I live for. So I just love the fact that you tune in and watch Grandma's Attic. I'm glad that you are liking the mix of music that we're bringing to you. I've heard from you on Facebook and here and there, and thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. I have with me this evening one of the area's finest and favorite, I'd have to say, guitar players. He does a lot of really great stuff for the community. He's out there doing things and playing his music and giving back all the time. He's sweet in nature and talented in guitar playing, and I'd like to have you welcome into your homes Frank Critelli.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. I'm going to start off with a couple of new songs, and this is called The Difference. No, I'm all right. Thanks for asking. And later tonight, I'll see you at the bar. The band starts at 8, but I'll be early just in case. At the table under James, 'cause everything's different, but it's all the same. And they told me to dance, but I couldn't fake it. So I took my chances and set out on my own. And sometimes it's great, sometimes it feels like a mistake. But I know that it's too late, 'cause everything's different, but it's all the same. I've got no one to talk to. Nobody understands that life is much different than it's ever been. But the essence is the same as it always is, the same as it always is. So I'm alright, and you can stop asking. Let's keep it light and talk about our days, 'cause that's all we have, that's all we've ever had, that's all we're ever gonna have. So let's make it different, let's make a difference. Thanks very much. This one's about dreams. Remember how Bob Dylan used to put out those songs that were like Bob Dylan's Dream number 26? You know, I don't think any of those were really dreams. I'm pretty sure they were just maybe fun with words or wordplay. This is called Frank Critelli's Dream number 1 through 3, and they weren't dreams either in the traditional sense. They all happened in real time, so they were kind of like surreal moments.
Nice.
I dreamt I saw Saint Joseph. He was loading up a van with blisters on his hands, an ever strong and ever gentle family man. And then I saw the Virgin Mary, and she was driving in a car returning from the grocery store, so beautiful, maternal and adorable. And I dreamt I was there when their eyes met. It was love at second guess, and I could see that they could see they were blessed. And I dreamt I was friends with Da Vinci. We sat in my backyard, he'd beat me every time at cards. We talked of love and death and God and stars. And then along came Albert Einstein, and we got drunk on Chardonnay. They talked all night and the next day, and I listened, but I didn't dare to say that I dreamt I was there when their minds met, sparked with a shared understanding that birth and death are accidents, life is random. And I dreamt I was singing a tune under a strawberry moon, but the words, they came out wrong, and no one liked the song that I'd written and had practiced for so long. And then we all drove home, each of us alone, and we thought about our words and what we saw and what we heard, and we realized a miracle occurred, that we were there together, all in the same room, for better or worse, that connects us in the universe. Thank you very much. I just recorded this one, and it's my new single on Bandcamp, because I'm a 21st century man now.
Nice.
That's how all the kids do it. You know, they put it right online. It's cheaper that way, I'll tell you what. But this is called The Ghost in My House, and I recorded this one with Eric Lichter over at Dirt Floor. And when I went into the studio, those guys are really good, you know. Eric and Steve Whitus is the other guy. And I just sort of gave him the song the way I would to you, to an audience. I played them my clunky little awkward song, and they turned it into something really cool. So I'm not even sure how to play this song anymore, because it doesn't really go like this anymore. So this might be the last time you hear it in the clunky, awkward version. I'm gonna have to practice it up and smooth it out just a little bit. But this is a song called The Ghost in My House. There's a ghost in my house and he wanders the kitchen. He drinks all the beer and then does the dishes. There's a ghost in my house who does a fair bit of smoking. There's a ghost in my house and I'm not even joking. Now the ghost in my house ate the last of the bread, and he caught me more than once not doing what I said. But the ghost in my house and I mostly get along, because the ghost in my house helps me write all my songs. There's a ghost in my house, it's a hell of a thing. To exorcise his demons, he joins with the choir to sing. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Jabez can stay. Now the ghost in my house does his share of the chores, and he tells me where to go if I suggest that he do more. Because the ghost in my house does whatever feels pleasing. He says he don't love me, but I know that he's teasing. There's a ghost in my house and I don't understand it. There's a ghost in my house, but he's welcome here, damn it. Thank you very much. All right, this is an older song, but it's a good time to do a song for Jabez, don't you think?
I think.
Yeah, I heard him bark there. There's a ghost in his house, too. They say that animals can tell those things, don't they? They have this sort of sense that we don't necessarily.
They
That's
do.
why your animals are weird, because they see dead people. There's a song about my dog. He's dead, but it's a happy song. No. Sometimes there's some good dead animal songs. Don't you think?
I don't know.
We could probably come up with a list of them. Top 5 dead animal songs.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic. Is Puff dead in the song?
He creeps into his cave and
Okay.
goes away.
Well, we can discuss this later when we're sitting down.
Yeah.
But this is a song called I Know My Name. I'm gonna go for a ride in the car. We may not go far, just around town. Maybe we'll go for a walk in the park before it gets dark, before we go home. Somebody's calling my name. I know my name. I'll take the lead because I know the way. We came yesterday. This is my place. Sometimes I move slow, sometimes I move fast. The breeze blowing past, I'm running away. Somebody's calling my name. I know my name. And I come alive, out for a drive. There's nothing better than being together outside. Sometimes he yells when I do something bad, but he's still my man, and I'm still his friend. Maybe later on we can watch some TV. He'll sit next to me and scratch my head. Somebody's calling my name. I know my name. Somebody's calling my name. I know my name. very much. I'm going to do 2 more, and then I'm going to talk to Dot for a little while. Thanks for taking care of me and for being nice to me. I appreciate that. This is a brand new song, and it's called A Song for Everybody. I'm not sure if that's true. It might just be a song for me. Are we going long? Oh, no, keep going. Okay. Oh, I was doing time in my head. I'm not good at that. You can point at me if you want me to stop at a certain point. So like I was saying, this is a song called A Song for Everybody, but I'm pretty sure maybe it's just a song for me, or maybe it's about you too. It's just another step in the process. Evolution lead the way. 'Cause something's gotta change if you want to progress. Stop standing in your own way. Let your fear inspire your movement to get on up and out the kitchen door. 'Cause the best way out of hell is through it, and you've been there before. So take another step in the process. Go forward all the way. Be not proud nor myopic. Just see life for what it is. It's just another step. So take a look over your shoulder and see how far you've come. Now take a look ahead toward the future and see the work yet to be done. So take another step in the process. Evolution leads the way. Something's gotta change if you want to progress. Stop standing in your own way and take another step. Thank you very much. All right. This is a song called The Best We Can. I always close with this one. I don't have to close with it this time. This is my big sing-along number. You don't have to sing along. There's no requirements about that. Plus, there's only 2 other people in the room at this particular moment, and that would be a weird little thing, a weird little trio. We could try it. We'd take it on the road. What do you think? When the floodwaters rise, then we'll all go fishing. If the house burns down, we can warm our hands. When someone does us wrong, that's the time for forgiving. When the world gives us a licking, we'll just do the best we can. Daddy always told me, now son, take a listen. Life isn't always easy when you get to be a man. There's things you ought to know, and sonny, I ain't kidding. You better learn them now, or life will kick you in the can. When the floodwaters rise, then we'll all go fishing. If the house burns down, we can warm our hands. When someone does us wrong, that's the time for forgiving. When the world gives us a licking, we'll do the best we can. Mama said, son, don't you grow up in a hurry. Living is a gift, it's best to take your time. There's no sense in wasting even one day in worry. A smile is the only way to keep yourself from crying. When the floodwaters rise, then we'll all go fishing. If the house burns down, we can warm our hands. When someone does us wrong, that's the time for forgiving. When the world gives us a licking, we'll do the best we can. I wake up every morning and I get myself some coffee. Later in the afternoon I drink myself a beer. When evening rolls around then I'm sipping on a whiskey. Some people say that's bad, but it keeps me in good cheer. When the flood waters rise then we'll all go fishing. If the house burns down we can warm our hands. When someone does us wrong, that's the time for forgiving. When the world gives us a licking, we'll do the best we can. Sunny day, it doesn't matter anyway. I gotta ramble on and experience the world. And when I come home, I'll tell you all a story of how I cracked an oyster and I found myself a pearl. When the flood waters rise, then we'll all go fishing. If the house burns down, we can warm our hands. When someone does us wrong, that's the time for forgiving. When the world gives us a licking, we'll do the best we can. When the flood waters rise, and we'll all go fishing. If the house burns down, we can warm our hands. When someone does us wrong, that's the time for forgiving. When the world gives us a licking, we'll do the best we can. We'll do the best we can. Thank you very much. All right, last one. This is a song called Goodbye, Hello. And thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. It's a fact. What distracts attracts. Now you're back. And I'm here for you, so what are we to do with all the changes we've been through? And I can see you're the same as me. You can't hide from what's inside, so now it's on the table. Let's do what we are able. It's a gas when change comes to pass, especially when it's in the right direction. And now we've made the connection to the source, and it's par for the course. To metamorphose, we have the potential to become essential. And all we needed was a shelter from the old daily routine. But now everything's helter-skelter, I know. You know. Goodbye. Hello. Tell me where we go from here, it's unclear, but I don't care as long as we're together. We can brave bad weather, come what may. I love when you say it'll be okay, 'cause you make me believe you, and this hopefulness we cling to. And all we needed was a shelter from the old daily routine. But now everything's helter-skelter, I know. You know. Verlaine and Rambo, Joe DiMaggio. Bellagio and Marilyn Monroe. Goodbye, hello.
So I'm really enjoying listening to you play.
Yes.
So if you want to do another, even maybe two more, you could, if you wanted to.
You want to save one for the last?
Absolutely.
I'm interested in talking to you
Absolutely.
guys.
Okay, well then come over and talk. So while Frank's getting himself over here, let me just remind you all that we are in the spring season. There's so many upcoming events. Hyde Harbor is down at the Hygienic, and it's on Thursdays, about once a month. You can check that out at hygienic.org. There's all kinds of galleries. The festivals are starting up. August brings us Pride, and you'll be hearing more and more about that as we get closer and closer. There's also things going on at the Guard. The Guard has bumped up its game and is doing things all the time. You can check their marquee, or you can go to guardarts.org and check out what's going on in downtown New London. It's a wonderful place to hang out and a really wonderful place to see the arts and get involved with the arts. Let's talk to Frank. Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
It's so good to have you
It's
here.
nice to see you. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I'll never forget the first time I ever saw you play. It was, I believe it was at a Pass the Guitar.
That's right. In the Pass the Guitar in New London.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You get involved in all those Pass the Guitar things, don't you?
I like to do that kind of stuff when I get asked to do it. You know, Hugh's a great guy. Joe Glennon over in Westerly does them over there.
Yep.
And we just hosted one in Meriden, Connecticut.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went really well.
Nice.
The whole idea is like it's real community based. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
Like you got a bunch of people all doing the same thing in the same room. You know, most of them know each other, or
Right,
you know.
and I think that a guitar takes on a life of its own when it goes from one personality to the next personality. A guitar is a very personal instrument, and when it absorbs all that karma, it certainly becomes a living type of entity.
Yeah.
Frank, when did you start playing music?
I have been singing to myself as long as I can remember. I was
Okay.
thinking about this today, actually.
Yeah.
And, like thinking about doing this with you today.
Right.
And I think I've been doing music forever. I've only started playing the guitar when I got to college.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought my first guitar in college,
About 10 years ago.
give or take.
Was your family a musical family?
You know, I have memories of my mom singing while she did the dishes sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that would be about it. Nobody ever played an instrument or anything like that.
Right, did they have a record player?
Although we had a record player, nobody had any records. I think I procured the first records.
Really?
had, yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It was a little weird.
That's strange. What was your first, do you remember your first record that you ever bought?
The first record I ever bought, I have with my own money.
Nice.
It was a 45, and it was Johnny B. Good on a 45. And the hippie behind the counter is like, "Hey, little man, you got some Chuck Berry there, you know?" He goes, "Do you have a Spider?" And I didn't know what a Spider was. It was the 45 adapter.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he threw one in the bag for me, and I still have it to this day.
Nice. So that goes back a little bit into the blues. Do you think that you have a blues influence in your life?
I think everybody gets the blues sometimes, you know. It creeps up on you. That's life, you know.
Okay.
So I think everybody, you know, to a certain extent, I think everybody has experienced the blues.
Absolutely, I
Yeah.
agree with you. When did you start writing songs? Because you're a prolific songwriter. And your songs are not, it's not like some songwriters where they pretty much sound the same all the time. It's the same song, it's just different words and maybe a couple key changes. But your songs, every single one of them sounds different. So when did you start doing that?
First off, they all sound the same to me.
They don't.
You know, it's funny how that works. But I've always been scratching words in notebooks and stuff like that, even before I ever dreamt of having my own guitar or you know, or playing the guitar. Come over here, puppy.
Come here.
You're a good fella. I always dreamt myself as a songwriter or some sort of writer. So I scratch my little ponderings in the backs of notebooks since I could hold a pencil.
Nice. But when do you feel like you wrote your first song?
I was about 5 years old, and it was called
Really?
"I Like the Monkeys."
The Monkeys, the band?
Yeah, the Monkeys, the band. They had a TV show.
Yeah, they did.
You know?
I
And it went
also
like,
love
"I like the Monkeys and the Beatles. I think they're really cool." You know.
So you were.
But I think everybody does that. You know, like you all have kids in your families, I'm sure, like little kids in your families that bang away on, you know, the
Pots and
ukulele
pans,
you gave them,
right.
or the pots and pans, or
Yep.
sing to themselves, or make up songs.
Right.
I think as human beings, we're naturally creative. That gets beaten out of us, I think, as we get to be older.
I agree with you. I agree that our creative nature gets subdued
Yeah.
as we get older, and people that take a hold of their creative sides, such as you, and write really cool songs. I have to give you credit for that. I don't understand it because I don't have it in me. I take other people's songs and put them on the radio. That's my creative thing.
Well, everybody responds to music, don't they? You know, and everybody
think
has
so.
their thing that they're creative with. You know what I mean? Somebody asked in the green room over there, or the office over there. Somebody said, "Well, do you cook?" And you're like, "All the time." You know what I mean?
Right.
So like maybe your creativity is cooking. You know what I mean? Or that guy's creativity is farming or something like that. You know, like everybody's creative in their own way. It doesn't have to be with songs or, you know, traditional arts.
So you're always writing down in your little scratch pad. You're always writing words and notions and stuff. What does it take for you to actually write a song? Do you have to sit down and work at it, or does it just come to you naturally?
I always figured, for me, and I'm sure it happens all the different ways, and I'm sure that
Right.
that's true for all the writers, you know. But for me, I always feel like if I have to work at it too hard, then it's contrived and it's not really a song. You know?
Okay, that's
So-
probably why your songs all sound so cool.
Is that why?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't really know. But I was, like, for me, it's like kind of, most of them are already formed in my head before I even pick up the guitar.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? Or I
That
have
your
a
head
a
does
clear
that.
path of where it's going to go. And it almost like it writes itself, you know what I mean?
That's very cool. I don't know what's up with him today.
He's a good puppy, that's what's up
He
with
is a
him.
good puppy,
You're a
but
good
he
puppy.
seems to be a little noisy.
There's
more
things,
so than usual.
that's okay.
More so than usual. What are some of your favorite things to write about? Obviously, you've written about a dog. I didn't really hear any love songs.
They're all love songs.
Frank.
They are maybe like love songs to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I like those little moments. You know what I mean? Where maybe I don't know, like you feel connected with everything. Mm-hmm. You know, they're fleeting, and you got to watch for them. And you know, most of the time, I'm not even paying attention, and I miss probably 95% of them. You know
I'm
what I mean?
sure I do.
Yeah.
When I get stressed.
Right, or you just like just like sort of like living your life, whether it's love or work or, you know, just dreaming or something like that. It all sort of gets in there a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Frank, what do you like to do besides write music? I know that music is a core thing for you. I know that. It's obvious in everything that you do and how you play and what you put forth. But what do you like to do besides play music?
You know, most of the time I just like to sort of be around it. You know what I mean? I grow things like, you know, I have my vegetables. I just planted some blueberry bushes I'm really excited
Nice.
about, you know. Got all the bird netting up there and stuff. So I like dealing with plants and doing that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I sort of like being around and being inspired by crazy people doing creative things.
Cool.
You know.
What's on your turntable right now?
What's on
Or
my
should I say
turntable right
in
now?
your CD player, or what's queued up? What is queued up in your device at this moment?
On my turntable is a record from the 80s by a Connecticut band called Miracle Legion, and it's me and Mr. Ray.
Nice. Miracle Legion. Why do I remember that name?
Mark Mulcahy was the front man.
Okay.
Ray Neal was the guitar player. And they did a lot of stuff as a duo, but they had a backing band as well with some, two of the same guys for a long time,
do
but
you think they
some
ever
other
played
guys.
here in New London?
Oh, they definitely did.
Yeah. That's how I know them. I know that name.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you have a piece of vinyl on your thing. Do you play it often?
I just played it the other day, like the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album of all time?
Somebody just tagged me on that on Facebook, like to list the top 10 albums for you, like top 10 influenced albums.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And the last one I posted was Rats. A Nod is as Good as a Wink to a Blind Horse by the Faces. That's Rod
Okay.
Stewart's band before he was Rod Stewart.
Right.
He was always Rod Stewart, but he fronted this band.
Before he became the Rod Stewart.
Yeah, with
Absolutely.
Ronnie Wood on guitar, who later became a Stone.
Right.
Yeah. Ian McLaughlin, or however you say his name, on keyboard. He just died not too long ago. And
That's
Ronnie
too bad.
Lane on bass.
What do you want to see happen with your music? Where do you want it to take you, or where do you want it to take itself? Is a better question.
Maybe, do we all dream about immortality? Like, is that the goal? Like, to leave some sort of lasting thing, like to feel in your heart like you did something with your time,
Right?
I would like to feel like at the end of it all, music was me doing something at least pretty good with my time.
Well, you absolutely do that. That goes without saying. Your songs are the kind of song that people pick up and they'll be humming for like whatever, how long. And that's cool.
Earworms. Yeah.
Earworms. I said that to someone the other day. I said, thanks for planting that earworm in
Yeah,
my
that
head.
should be stuck on my head.
Right?
Right. So that's my legacy. I'm stuck in people's heads.
I had Puff the Magic Dragon stuck in my head yesterday all
I'm sorry
day
about
long.
that. Are you okay? You
No.
mentioned you had a headache
It's
earlier.
one of my favorite songs, so it was okay. But there's been days that I've had songs stuck in my head that I didn't want stuck there, and that's tough.
Yeah.
And then you go into one of those devices and try to find a song that you can get stuck in there instead.
I read this on NPR. How to get it unstuck from your head is take it to fruition. Sing the whole thing. Come to the end, that last crescendo. Hit the cymbals at the end, and then
it'll
your
go
mind
away?
has finality, and then you can move on to something
Really?
else. Yeah.
That sounds like it would work for me. Where is your favorite place to play music?
I think with the people I hang around with, everybody's living room is Cafe 9 in New Haven.
Okay.
And it's always been a real comfortable. I've been playing there for a long time.
Right, I've seen
And
you
seeing
post about it.
other people play there for a really long time. They got music 10 times a week for the past 30 or 40 years. And everybody feels at home there, so I feel like that's my home spot.
But last summer, I believe, saw the Revillos there.
Oh, nice.
It was a Sunday afternoon show, and it was fabulous. I hadn't seen them since the early 80s, here at Baba O'Reilly's back in the day when we were doing stuff like that. But yeah, it's small.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a great venue.
It's a charming little dive bar, and it's my favorite. Yeah.
I think that dive bars are some of the best places for people to play.
I agree.
Do you have a schedule of places that you're playing where people can find you?
Yes, off the top of my head, I know of two. The Daffodil Festival on April 28th.
Okay.
And Loca-Palooza, which is another cool festival.
Loca or
Loca.
Lola?
L-O-C-A, Palooza.
Okay, Loca-Palooza.
You can find that stuff on whatever, social media you use these days.
Yeah.
And that one's on May 19th. So I'm getting to do a couple of festivals this summer.
Nice. Yeah. That's great that you're doing some festivals. Do you do any open mics or things like that on a regular basis?
I don't do open mics on a regular basis, but on a regular basis I like to do like little breakfast joints. So I always, like every other month or so, I'm over at 32 Main in East Haddam.
Nice.
And that's a nice little spot. I can just sort of sit on a stool and play, And the people are lovely and the food is great.
And the food's pretty darn good there.
Yeah,
We've been there a few times to see. The first time I saw Cosmos Sunshine.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Was there. I had heard about him and people had sent him to me and whatever. But that was the first place I ever saw him, and that was pretty cool because it was pretty broken down. He had just put out his vinyl that he put out recently. Nice. It was nice. You did just put out the song "A Ghost Lives in My House," and it's a great song.
Thanks.
And you're right, Eric Lichter does have a great little studio, and he does wonderful things. He's amazing for a lot of musicians. Where can people find that? Give people the address or whatever so people can find that.
It's on Bandcamp, so it's just frankcritelli.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And that's a brand new thing. I have that one song on there, and that's it.
Yeah, but that's enough
Yeah,
at first.
sometimes
that's
all you
nice.
need, baby steps.
How did it make you feel when they took your song and changed it up like that?
It made me feel great. That's why I went there, actually. Because, like I said, to me, I like the song. I think it's charming.
It is.
A charming little ditty about isolation. How about that?
Absolutely.
But it's clunky to play. Like, it was awkward. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It feels like, to me, it's more like a song like Cecilia. Celia, you're breaking my heart.
Right.
And that's the way I imagined it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he slowed it way down. He heard it something different, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I went there for his ears.
Nice, nice. So are you planning on doing some more?
You know, as I write them, I'm going to record them, I guess. I don't know about making records these days for me. It's expensive to make a record.
It is.
You know, a lot of people do those Kickstarter campaigns, but it's never really felt comfortable for me to
Ask people for
ask
money
people
like
for
that?
money like that, you know?
Yeah.
It works for other people. I guess
It
I think
does.
I'd be embarrassed that nobody would, donate, and I'd be, I'd be sad.
I think that if people knew that you were going to put out a record and that they could be a part of helping you do that, that they'd be all over it.
Well,
just
they can.
letting
They
you
could
know.
go to the shows and they could throw some money in the tip bucket, and that helps. You know what I
That
mean?
does help. That helps a
Yeah.
lot.
So I think I'm just going to do a series of singles.
Nice.
You know, like go to a studio, record a song,
Mm-hmm.
try to do it in a day, and then put it out online.
Nice. That's wonderful. Now, do you have any of those media pages that people can find you on or like you or any of those things?
Facebook's usually the one, right?
Okay.
That's the main one. So I have that.
There's that, Instagram, and I don't know what else they're using, but Instagram and
I don't have an
Facebook.
Instagram.
You're on there.
I am?
I hashtagged you,
Look
and
at
you
that.
You have 29 posts.
Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
Well, I'm in 29 posts because I don't know.
You have 29 posts.
All right.
You have been posted, or you posted 29 times.
All right.
Which means that you're there for people to see.
We're everywhere. Imagine. If we couldn't find ourselves online, how would we know we existed?
We wouldn't know anything. So people can go to Frank Critelli on Facebook.
Yeah, that's probably the best spot.
And do you write things on Facebook about your music? Do you tell people on Facebook about what you're doing or when you're going to play?
Like the new song, I posted it up there, and
did.
I'll tell people what's next.
You did do that
like that.
because I got to see it. I think I was one of the first person. I
Thank
said,
you.
I got to check that out. Click. I was all
Yeah,
excited.
brand new.
I
Put it
was
up there
all
yesterday.
excited. All excited that you had put a song out that we could all get to listen to. Now, you play most of the time all by yourself. Do you have any musicians in the area that you like to play with?
Yeah, all the time. My main guy is Mark Mirando, and he's a piano player, great
Okay.
songwriter all by himself. Richard Neal, we do some stuff together where he plays banjo or mandolin and things.
Nice.
And that's really great. My go-to percussionist has been Jim Stavros for the past couple of years.
Okay.
But I've jammed with other drummers like my friend Bongo, Billy Braychek, we call him Bongo,
Okay.
and Richie Suarez, all guys that have been around for a long time, just sort of doing their thing, and great musicians to play with. I love being bolstered. It feels like rock and roll, and all of a sudden.
It does feel a little rock and rolly. Do you prefer to play alone though?
It's easier
It's
to play
easier
alone. Being in a
what?
band is like having 5 girlfriends, and you have to, right? You know exactly, sir. And you got to please them all, and there's all pressure, and their good time. You're responsible for their good time, and that's not something I'm not strong enough to handle all the time. You know what I mean?
5 girlfriends or 5
Yeah.
musicians?
Both. Sometimes I can do it, and then sometimes I have to just, do that.
I can't imagine you with 5 girlfriends. I just don't see it in your soul. I see one maybe, and only one. Yeah, that's for the universe to hear, and it's a good thing. When you're songwriting, what is your muse? What you told us that life and its little moments, but what brings you the most songwriting ideals and ideas?
Well, like I said, just sort of going through the day by day, you know. And I have written a lot of love songs. I've written many songs for specific people, you know what I mean,
Really?
in my life. And my day-to-day experiences with those people is what inspires me, I think. You know.
Do you tell those people that you've written songs about them?
Yeah, most of them know.
You do?
Sure.
Cool. I like it when people say they've written a song about me. I mean, it's only happened once in my life, but it was very...
Did you like the song?
It was very cool.
All right.
She played it. It was Arlene Wow. And
Oh, no kidding. That's
she
great.
played
She's
it on
awesome.
my
I love
show.
her. Yeah.
She played it on my show and made me cry, and that was very cool.
She's really cool. She played the pass the guitar thing in Meriden.
Yeah, she's an amazing musician.
She's a powerhouse, no doubt. I like her a lot.
Really is. I think she played the pass guitar that I met you at.
In the New London one?
New London.
Guarantee you she did, yeah.
And she blew the house away.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the song was she did, she blew the house away. And I had introduced her as, you guys are going to know why she's called this. This is Arlene Wow. Because it's like that for her.
I won't mention any names, but somebody, maybe from this town or this area, said, yeah, I would love to do the pass guitar Meriden. Just don't put me after Arlene Wow. He didn't want to have to follow her, you know. I'm like, okay, I understand, because I didn't want to have to follow her either. You know?
Arlene, your name's out there. Be careful, girlfriend. That's funny. You grow vegetables and you play music, and you have a cat that's living at your house now.
Well, he's an independent. He's staying there temporarily. He wandered up last year.
You don't think he's going to settle in and stay?
No, I think he likes to be outside.
Okay.
He stays with me in the inclement weather. That's about it.
Nice, nice. He brought you a gift the other day.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Leaves
cool.
him right on the deck. Yeah, I appreciate him keeping him out of the garden, see? I was wondering why nothing was eating my Brussels sprouts last year, and it was because of this cat hanging around.
Nice. You grow Brussels sprouts?
Last year I did, yeah.
One of my very favorite veggies in the whole wide world.
It's really cool. Long, strong stalks, and the Brussels sprouts grow up. It's really
they're cool to look at.
They're fun to watch, yeah.
Yeah, I had roasted Brussels sprouts when I was in P-Town a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Never had them before. They were cut in half, and they were so good. I want that recipe. If you were able to sit down and write, in your opinion, the ideal perfect song, what would it be about, and what instruments would you have play it with you? Or would it be a solo thing?
Well, I guess it would. The writing process for me is solo, so I guess it would start off as a solo song. Maybe it would be a song that, in kind of a soft and non-pretentious and not preachy sort of way, a song that made people feel better about their predicament.
Oh, nice.
How's that?
That's wonderful. So you're all about the feel good, and I don't hear a lot of social justice type music coming out of you. So in the folky social justice kind of genre, you're really not there. You're more of a singer-songwriter, Americana type person, musician.
But I think most of those people also have a sense of social justice, you know. Well, so, like, you know, the song I played called "A Song for Everybody." In my mind, even though it's maybe about kind of just inspiring yourself to get up and get through the day, or to, you know, there's a line in there about something's got to change if you want to progress. If you want to move forward from where you are, something's got to change. And I think that the idea of that has a social message.
It does. Yeah. It does. I think even your song about your dog is a social kind of song. I really
be kind to animals.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So you're left here all alone on Earth with 12 children.
Oh yeah, I remember this question.
You do.
I should have pondered it.
I haven't asked it of musicians in quite a while. Probably not yet this year. So what are you going to do with those children, and what are you going to teach them?
Well, I guess last time I taught them how to farm or how to grow things.
Okay.
Right, to sustain life. I'm left with 12 children.
What about the music?
Well, I was thinking just then, popped into my head about maybe communication skills. About teaching people how to be good communicators.
That's lacking in society today.
Maybe so.
You think that's lacking in society today?
It's lacking in society. It's lacking in our personal relationships. I know what my shortcomings are as far as communication goes.
Yeah.
And it's all something I guess we got to work on a little bit better.
I think it has a lot to do with social media.
Maybe.
Unfortunately. I do. I think that we've been too busy going like this instead of going like this.
Well, it's brought us together and driven us apart at the same time.
Exactly. But here's the problem. As what happens every time I do a show, I get involved with a conversation with someone that is interesting and fun to be with. And the show runs out of time.
Okay.
So I need you to go over and take us out with a song. Are you willing to do that for us?
I will do whatever you tell me to do. And I appreciate
Woo!
it. How about that?
Woohoo! Ooh, he's going to do whatever I tell him to do. That's kind of exciting, isn't it? Now, so anyway, I want to thank you all for watching the Grandma's Attic Music Review. Remember to get downtown and support your mom and pop shops. Get out there and support local musicians. They are playing for pennies, if that. And takes a lot of work to be a musician. So get out there and support local artistry at its finest. All right? Everybody have a really great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, and God bless.
There's nothing more to be written, nothing more to say, except good morning to you, friend. Isn't it a lovely day? The sun is on the hillside and the kids are out to play. And that's about the size of it, so I'll be on my way. And it's taken me this long to know we're not so big after all. It's taken even longer for me to understand the simple joys in being small. Well, there's an unfinished letter to you next to my bed, along with a Robbins novel I have never read. I hope I get around to do some things before I'm dead. Think I'll cast my vote for immortality instead. 'Cause it's taken me this long to know we're not so big after all. It's taken even longer for me to understand the simple joys in being small. There's a simple joy in being small. Thanks for listening.
I guess we're at the end of the show. Wonderful.